And the boxers make their way to the ring. Bob Popple along with Al Bernstein. And Al, James lights out Toney against Duran Williams. And really the key factor is the weight of James Toney and how he deals with fighting in the light heavyweight division and the fluctuation.
You know, the light heavyweight division is actually a pretty comfortable division for him because he can still show his hand speed and some movement in this weight division when he's in good shape. And for James Toney, of course, as you look at him, we've seen many incarnations of him. He is one of the most experienced boxers around. He has faced the best in 3 different weight divisions. Against Charles Oliver, not maybe his best performance as a light heavyweight, but he got the win nevertheless.
Yeah, he was at 183 pounds for that fight, which is a little on the heavy side. And Duran Williams out of Jamaica, 16-1-1 with 11 knockouts.
He's a guy who comes in here off a loss to Henry Moss, who is the light heavyweight champion in the IBF. Very tough man to box, but Duran Williams acquitted himself well in that match, and so he's hoping that that good experience can carry over here in the match against Toney.
Ironically, he says it was his fight plan that hurt him. For the introductions, here's our ring announcer, Mark Biro.
Ladies and gentlemen, Top Rank Incorporated, in association with matchmaker extraordinaire Les Bonanno, Casino Magic in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, and Budweiser, the undisputed king of beers, present the ESPN main event of the evening, 12 rounds for the WBU Light Heavyweight Championship of the World. Ring officials assigned by the World Boxing Union, President John Robinson, Chairman Mark Levine, and attending supervisor, the dandy one himself, Don Hazelton. Your judges at ringside are, from Orangeburg, New York, Harold Letterman, from Glendale, Arizona, Al Munoz, and from Biloxi, Mississippi, C.D. Jenkins. Your referee for this event, also from Biloxi, Mississippi, here is Fred Steinwinder III. Introducing now the principals, beginning first of all with the challenger in the blue corner, wearing the white trunks, black accessories. He hails from St. Catherine, Jamaica. He weighs in at 173.5 pounds. His professional record, 16 victories, 1 defeat, 1 draw with 11 knockouts. Introducing Duran, the Professor Williams. In the red corner, wearing the light blue trunks with blue trim, he hails from Ann Arbor, Michigan, and weighs in at 174 pounds. His professional record, 52 victories, 2 defeats, 2 draws. He has 34 wins by way of knockout. Introducing the WBU Light Heavyweight Champion of the World, James Lights Out Toney.
This bout will be governed by WBU rules. No standing 8 count. No 3 knockdown rule. There is a 10-point must system. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell. And one keynote, there is no mouthpiece rule. So if a mouthpiece comes out, they do not wait for a lull in the action to put the mouthpiece back in. And let's take a look at Al Bernstein's AutoZone keys to victory.
James Toney's a terrific body puncher. He'll want to do that early to slow down Williams. Maintain his pace. Toney has lapses sometimes during the bouts, especially when he's at the higher weights. For Williams, he's got to get Toney's respect early, maybe land something with authority and establish that jab to keep Toney off.
And we begin round number 1. James Lights Out Toney, 27 years of age, against Duran Williams, 28 years of age. Both boxers with the light-colored trunks. Toney with the very pale blue.
And I have seen James Toney with long trunks before, but these are the ones.
Well, while we're rating things, Duran Williams did a little job with himself. He was asked about his boxing style, and he gave himself praise. He said his chin is a B, his defense is a B, his movement's a B, his hook is a B+, his right hand is C, jab A, uppercut a C. So when you add it up, his grade point average is a 2.85 based on the college scoring system. That would make him a B-. A 2.5 being a C+.
Very good arithmetic, Bob, and what could be more appropriate for a guy nicknamed the Professor?
Obviously, his grades, though, are higher than mine at Fordham University.
I don't know. I heard you were very good there.
Well, let's see what he does against James Lights Out Toney here in round number 1. Williams has been knocked to the deck once. That came against David Rodriguez 2 years ago. He got off the canvas and did win a 6-round knockout.
We have seen so many different James Toneys over the years. Sometimes he comes out, when he's at his best, when he's fit and boxing well, he is about as solid a boxer as you're ever going to see. He has every single kind of punch. He's a superb defensive boxer.
Come on, work it in the side.
Very tough to hit flush is James Toney.
He won the WBU light heavyweight title in May and Ledyard, Connecticut, a 4th-round knockout of Earl Butler. But Williams made an interesting point. He says all James Toney cares about is Roy Jones and avenging that loss.
Williams hoping that Toney will look past him to future things, one of which is the potential rematch with Jones.
Under a minute to go in round 1.
Toney likes to be on the inside like this. He's very tough to hit. He has a way of positioning his body so that it looks like you can hit him with the left hook, but you can't. There's Duran Williams trying to do so.
Oh, and a right hand hurt Williams. It was a short shot, and Williams is hurt. James Toney has not recorded a first-round knockout in his last 40 fights. Can he do it here?
James Toney with a nice short right hand, but Williams doing a great job of covering up on the rope.
Closing seconds of round 1, James Toney and Duran Williams scheduled for 12.
Slick 50 engine treatment with Teflon. Can it reduce wear in your engine? Yes. Here's proof. In the Great Slick 50 torture test, a professional driver drove the Slick 50 treated car nearly 20 kilometers with no oil. And here's more proof. Slick 50 is the only engine protection with test results published by the Society of Automotive Engineers, the recognized automotive authority. Reduce wear in your engine with Slick 50 engine treatment with Teflon. Get Slick 50 at Canadian Tire, Kmart, Sears Automotive, Home Hardware.
What has the models this year looking so happy? Is it the new fall look? Insiders say no. Blame those smiling faces on Dave Thomas, Wendy's founder, and his new grilled chicken sandwich. It's absolutely smashing. Bigger, plumper, and juicier than ever. With this marinated all-white meat fillet, the girls have found one delicious tasting chicken sandwich they can enjoy today and tomorrow. Dave, what's new for spring?
Well, short sleeves are always nice.
Fabulous.
Try Wendy's new plumper, juicier grilled chicken sandwich.
James Toney is not known as a one-punch power kind of guy, but here a good straight left hand that Duran Williams kind of walked into, sent him reeling against the ropes. Toney tried to finish, but Williams did a very good job of covering up.
Round number 2 underway. Now, one thing about James Toney, he has again undergone some management changes. He has a new man in his corner. What are all the effects of that? What do the new people bring to the dance?
Well, he changed from Jackie Kellen to Stan Hoffman some fights ago, and now Eddie Mustafa Muhammad is out, and Freddie Roach is his trainer. If he sounds familiar, he was a boxer here on ESPN, had many great bouts in the 80s, and has trained a number of boxers, including Virgil Hill, learned at the knees of the master, Eddie Fuss. And he's a no-nonsense kind of a guy, and he believes that he has James Toney in excellent condition.
Roach said that when Toney used to come to the Wild Card Boxing Club in Hollywood, California, he would spar in plastic for 10 rounds and then leave. They've taken the plastic away, and now they say Toney is going through a full workout, running, mitts, speed bag, and sparring as well. So they put him on a real boxer's program.
Williams Williams has not been able to get the job done on the inside, and even from the outside, not been able to land the jabs. There you see him missing 2 jabs. Frustrating to fight James Toney when he is even approximating his best. Look how tough he is to hit. You think you can hit him with that left hook, but he has a way of turning his body so that you can't. And if you're going to throw that left hook against James Toney, you need to take a big giant step to your left and throw the punch. You can't stand in front of him and throw it.
I told you the professor, Duran Williams, had his own grading system for some of his boxing skills. After getting hit with that right hand, was that chin still a B in your book?
Well, it might have been because he got hit with a beautiful shot and didn't go down. So maybe he was accurate in his grade. There's 2 nice hooks by Williams.
Under a minute to go here in round number 2. It's mostly James Toney. There is Freddie Roach. It's a little like Elvis Costello, right?
He's got the new look with those glasses. Boy, he was involved in so many great bouts here. He had a trilogy of bouts against Louis Burke here on ESPN that was spectacular. And he's watching his man lay against the ropes a little too much and watching Duran Williams get in some good shots.
Yeah, like that right hand. Final 20 seconds of round 2. Very small ring, only 16 by 16. James Toney has been very stationary and done a pretty good job, although Duran Williams has landed some shots. This one's scheduled for 12, round number 2 coming to an end.
Salary last forever.
James lights out Toney, getting set to start round number 3 as he is defending his WBU light heavyweight championship against Duran Williams from St. Catherine, Jamaica. And a very good round number 2 for Williams.
He really stepped up the pace in that round. He was able to work better on the inside, and the punches will give you an idea of how well Williams did. Punching Toney by 6 punches, and in fact throwing more. And we've been off ESPN. We've had a little hiatus in our championship series. What a good way to get back into the flow of it.
Robert West upsetting James Page in our 10-round welterweight bout to start the telecast off, and now James Toney defending his WBU light heavyweight championship, scheduled for 12. What about this just total lack of movement from Toney? I know he's always had an awkward-like style, but is it even more exaggerated?
Yeah, well, as he goes up in weight, he tends to do this more often. Stand in and just box with and work on the inside with boxing. By the way, I mentioned that he was outpunched by 6 punches. It was really 7 in the last round. Math has never been my best subject.
I'll give you a C.
Since we're grading. A good hook on the inside by Duran Williams. Nice right ear. Is Toney hurt?
Hard to tell with his style. Doubles up with that left.
See, Toney's squaring himself to his opponent. Very seldom does he do that. Very seldom does Toney lay straight back on the ropes. He's always sideways.
A chopping right hand from Toney. Remember, in round number 1, Toney hurt Williams with a short right.
You know, James Toney, as he's moved up in weight, he was never a devastating puncher. He always got the job done with bunches of punches. He is not a huge puncher at this weight division.
You have to wonder with the fluctuation that Toney has had in weight over the last few years as Williams doubles up that left. What if Williams started digging to the body a little?
And he's doing it. He is trying to work for that body and then coming upstairs. He's landing, Duran Williams is landing more jabs and straight rights than I remember people landing against Toney. There you see the hook downstairs.
Toney trying to turn the table now on Williams. He's got him pinned into Williams' corner.
Duran Williams didn't come here just to show up tonight. He said it beforehand, and he meant it.
Final seconds of round 3. James Toney letting Duran Williams into this bout.
Oh, hi. It's Midas days, and that's why we can't afford a color commercial. But what we've saved, we're passing on to you. Until October 26, Midas will give you a lube, oil, and filter, top up fluids, test antifreeze, rotate your tires, set the pressure, and check lights, hoses, and belts. All for just $34.95. And they'll even inspect your brakes for free. See? It's right here in black and white. Midas, the way it should be. Oh yeah, offer ends October 26th.
James lights out Toney, ready to start round number 4 as he makes a defense of his WBU light heavyweight title. He's the former IBF middle and super middleweight champion. Can he fight at this weight effectively? That question will be answered throughout the course of this night against a game Duran Williams.
And he's had some good outings at 175, but he's also had some flat outings at this weight. Nice right by Toney. And the hook gets in as well. As we look at the punches through the third round, you see that Duran Williams more than holding his own. And by the way, among those numbers, Williams has out-jabbed Toney 25-13.
So it was a very good round 3 for Williams. He was able to use that jab, as you mentioned, to take to the body.
All those little shots getting in on the inside, they're not huge punches by Williams, but even those don't normally get there against Toney when he's really at the top of his game. Remember, Toney hurt Williams in the first round with a nice straight right hand, but since then, his power has not been a big factor.
And Williams coming on, he throws a right hand. Toney able to duck away from the second punch.
Duran Williams is doing something I've not seen anyone do against Toney. Land little straight right hands and jabs. Nice counter by Toney off the ropes. He hurt him.
He hurt Williams. An uppercut scored, and Williams is on wobbly street. Can he hold on? Toney didn't press him. Now he does with an uppercut.
The second time in this bout, Williams has been hurt badly. Now, what about Toney's conditioning? Did he punch himself out right there?
Plenty of time left in round 4.
Give Duran Williams some credit. He was really rocked.
Right hand by Williams scores. Toney answers back.
Williams is in dangerous territory, though. This is where Toney countered him off the ropes before. Williams has to be careful about opening up too much offensively.
Toney with a right hand.
Toney's finding a home for that lead right. What an excellent bout this is turning out to be. Now Williams goes southpaw and gets it done that way. This is fascinating because both men are getting some things done offensively here in this round.
Tough round to score, too. They both landed some bombs. Final seconds of round 4. Duran Williams now taking it to James Toney, scheduled for 12.
You okay?
I'm fine, let's go.
Hold on, where are you?
I'm in New York.
Who am I?
Yeah, Coach.
And who are you?
I'm Batman.
Sit down.
You don't understand, I'm Batman.
I do.
Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers.
Hello, good citizen. My name is Batman. You could be my assistant. Would you like that? Would you like to ride with Batman?
Now, the same NTN Trivia hospitality game you're used to playing is available on TSN. Exclusively at tsn.ca, you can play and compete with sports fans across Canada and the United States. Score points, win prizes, test your trivia skills. Online and interactive, NTN Sports Trivia will push it to the limit. If you know the answers, you've got to play. NTN Sports Trivia on tsn.ca, your connection to the action.
James Toney counterpunching superbly off the ropes. Duran Williams getting a little overzealous and gets hit with the big right hand. And there you see what James Toney is so good at. He is a very good, technically proficient boxer. He just is not a huge puncher, and Williams was able to get off the hook there.
And round number 5 in full swing. Scheduled for 12 for James Toney's WBU light heavyweight title.
What an enjoyable night of boxing. Robert West winning against James Page in an upset. And here now, Duran Williams hanging in there very well against James Toney.
Now more numbers.
In round 4, Toney won the round. He had a very good round and hurt Williams. But the overall numbers in this bout are absolutely even. Each man has landed 104 punches, so as close as it could be.
Do you see the fight 2-2?
Yes, I believe it is tied up on my scorecard. It is indeed.
And it's gone by in round 5.
Let's go working inside, watch your head.
James Toney, very flat-footed. Just really relying on working with angles and scoring with shots inside.
Okay, we look at my scorecard and you see the numerical numbers involved. It is 2-2, but 38-38 is the score. I gave Toney the last round.
Rounds 1 and 4 for Toney. Rounds 2 and 3 for Williams.
And very good with these numbers when they're exactly the same. No problem. Good right hand on the inside by Duran Williams. Williams lost to a master boxer in Henny Mask, the German light heavyweight, who's next slated to take on Virgil Hill. He's a very tough man to battle, and Williams gave him a good go, but lost. And he's in the hunt here tonight.
Mox says that after fighting against Virgil Hill, he plans on retiring. One of those fighters that America's never really had a chance to see.
Defended his IBF title many times, always in Germany. And only one of his bouts, I think, against Chris Charles Williams has been televised here in the United States. Duran Williams working effectively on the inside. He is out hustling James Toney in this round. Not everything is landing because Toney is so good defensively. And then there are the counter punches for James Toney. Look at the short little shots on the inside by Williams.
Short right inside. Toney does a good job, though, of giving enough angles to make his opponent miss, doesn't he? Round number 5 coming to an end. A short right inside. Rock Williams. We hope you're enjoying ESPN's Championship Boxing.
The Japanese know a thing or two about strength. Not to mention aesthetics. Power. That's why one of Japan's favorite cars is a Suzuki, and why more and more Canadians are driving the Sidekick Sport, the most intelligent purchase on the road. Discover what the Japanese already know about us. Call for the dealer nearest you. Suzuki. All you have to do is drive one. Right now, lease a 97 Sidekick Sport for just $279 a month.
TSN, that's hockey with Dave Hodge. Weeknights.
And we have been treated to a very interesting night of boxing here in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, as James Toney heads out of his corner to begin round number 6 in his 12-round WBU light heavyweight title defense against Duran Williams from St. Catherine, Jamaica.
For a moment, Toney giving a little left-handed stance and then working on the inside. Now, toward the end of that last round, he hurt Duran Williams with a good uppercut on the inside. Let's see if he can still capitalize on that. The jabs in this bout tell an interesting tale because Williams has done much better in that department. That's really not too surprising. He was expected to do a little better, but that's a big edge for him.
There's a right hand from Toney, and although Williams blocked some of it, he felt the effects.
Toney has shown some power here. He has hurt Williams on at least 2 different occasions. And once I really thought he was close to getting him out of there in the 4th round.
But surprisingly, in that 4th round, Duran Williams was able to fight back and actually hurt Toney.
Every nice right hand. Tony's having a very good 6th round here. Now, James Toney is so active. He's averaged 7 bouts per year during the course of his career. And last one only 32 days ago, whereas Williams had his monster bout 168 days ago. And that activity for Toney is important and keeps him sharp.
Of course, Toney lost that bout to Roy Jones Jr. back in 1984. Then his next bout, where he's expected to get back up on the beam, he lost to Montel Griffin, 12-round decision. Those are the 2 losses of his career.
Very sloppy effort against Griffin. Good right hand by Toney. He's starting to counter Williams very well here. I think some of the steam is going out of Duran Williams' punch.
The speed we saw from Williams is dissipating a little bit.
And Toney's doing a much better job of evading those left hooks that Williams is throwing. See, look at that's where Toney has always been a master. And he's getting back to that style now. Very good 6th round for James Toney.
Fires off a left hand.
Williams has gotten the left hook happy. You can't rely on that punch exclusively against Toney and expect to win.
Toney doing a very good job of avoiding any offense from Duran Williams. Round number 6 coming to an end. Scheduled for 12, Toney and Williams.
Used to be when it got cold in the house, there were easy solutions.
Warm, woolly socks?
Thermal underwear and lots of layers.
But there are better solutions.
And we have them all.
At over 900 neighborhood home hardware stores.
Caulking,
weather stripping,
insulation.
Save energy with a trip to Home Hardware.
Stop drafts with Weather Shield Silicone Seal. Available in white or clear. Only $9.97 for a bulk pack.
Great price, friendly advice at Home Hardware.
Why waste your energy going anywhere else?
Duran Williams trying to get a little life back in the legs as round number 7 gets underway against James Lights Out Toney for Toney's WBU Light Heavyweight Championship scheduled for 12. Some of the steam has left the game of Duran Williams in his corner trying to get it back.
He's been hit with some big shots by Toney in the last 3 or 4 rounds. There's another one.
Toney able to find the mark. He had an uppercut that hurt Williams a few rounds ago. Now your number.
I have Toney surging into the lead now. He had 58 to 56. He's done very well in the last several rounds. There's the good work on the inside for Toney.
Last 3 rounds have been very good for James Toney. A minute gone by in round number 7. Don't forget, coming up after ESPN's Championship Boxing, Cigars Race to History. We will air that program in its entirety. Don't forget, Cigar goes to break Citation's record of 17 consecutive wins at the Pacific Classic, racing to the Breeders' Cup tomorrow on ESPN at 6 p.m.
Debate over who's the greatest horse of all time, like the debate of who's the greatest boxer. It goes on and on.
And at one point, pound for pound, James Toney was considered by many to be, pound for pound, the best boxer in the world at that time. Now he is trying to climb back, now fighting the light heavyweight division.
Break it up, stop your punches, step back.
Minute 10 to go in round 7.
Duran Williams really, in truth, is there for Toney to go after. And this is where the conditioning of Toney becomes a factor, I think. How ready and how fit is he to really go after an opponent like Williams, who doesn't quite have it right now. Good right hand by Toney. But I'll tell you what, now all of a sudden Williams is landing some good shots.
Now, what about the power of Toney at this rate? He's hit Williams at some pretty good shots, and Williams is still right there.
Well, Toney has never been a devastating puncher in any way. He'll get his share of knockouts, not that many, but they come from attrition. He went after Williams very well when he had him hurt, but just could not finish him.
Toney has one 7th-round knockout in his career. Williams puts his hands together. Toney blocking most of them. Round number 7 coming to an end. Scheduled for 12. Toney and Williams on ESPN.
In this clinic, I can't stop for a tough headache, so I asked the doctor. We talked about different kinds of pain relievers, aspirin and Tylenol, but today she recommends Advil. It really works fast, and it's tough on pain. Just one Advil's as effective as 2 regular-strength Tylenol. Headache?
No thanks. I've already got one.
Advil, for today's tough pain.
Go ahead and twist it. Rock and roll it. Too good to resist it. Cheese stringers. Cane stringers. Swing it. No way you can beat it. Swirl it. Whirl it. Come on and slide. McCain Stringers. Real peelable cheese so good you gotta eat it.
James Toney with final words of advice from his trainer, Freddie Roach, and he is ready to start round number 8 in the scheduled 12-round WBU Light Heavyweight Championship against Duran Williams. Bob Pompa along with Al Bernstein from Casino Magic in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Hope you're enjoying ESPN's Championship Boxing.
There is Toney going downstairs. He's not done as much body work as we're accustomed to seeing from him, but starting it now. A look at the punches show you that it is still a pretty close bout, but Toney has really picked up the pace here the last couple of rounds.
And it seems like in the last 4 rounds, rounds 4 through 7, Toney has brought this fight to the pace that he would like and is most comfortable with and has been the most effective with.
Duran Williams, though, and it is interesting, has never given up. He has never all of a sudden slowed his pace so much that you don't feel like he's still got a shot in this bout.
And Williams was wobbly in round number 1 when Toney connected with a short right hand, and at least according to your scorecard and mine, he came back and won rounds 2 and 3.
Toney working on the inside. There's Williams, of course, also throwing the combination. One thing about James Toney, he has never ducked anyone. In 1991, how about this for a lineup? He fought Murky Sosa, Michael Nunn, Reggie Johnson, and Mike McCallum, all in the same year. That's work. That was as a middleweight when he won the title, and those were all excellent boxers.
Definitely did not duck anybody.
Nice overhand rights. He's found a home for that, Toney, and he's getting it in there.
Corner of Williams asking him to answer back when Toney scores with a combination.
When you watch James Toney, especially in the last year or two, it's been frustrating because you remember him as a middleweight and even super middleweight. When he did those combinations you saw, he would throw them through an entire bout. And it was very compelling to watch. Now we only see it in spurts.
Freddie Roach's new trainer feels that the dietitian will help in keeping Toney at a more stable weight instead of him ballooning up. I feel that he maintained a good weight leading up to this fight, didn't have to lose too much to make the 174 pounds. Round number 8 coming to a conclusion. Scheduled for 12, and James Toney taking over this fight against Duran Williams. And Williams being given a standing 8 count. Standing 8 count being given to Williams right at the end of round number 8. Duran Williams a little wobbly. went to one knee, did Williams. There's James Toney's corner. Let's take a look at the end of round number 8.
Kind of a flat knockdown, perhaps. James Toney landing with some power. Freddie Steinwinder getting in there, trying to break the two. Duran Williams just went down, hurt by a punch, a delayed reaction.
That was very delayed. Delayed as you get. There's a tunnel on the left eyelid they're working on.
When a boxer does that, usually it's all over.
Round 9 underway. Let's see if James Toney can put the lights out for Duran Williams here in round 9.
And let me tell you what would be the best course of action for James Toney would be go to the body. Go downstairs first, then come upstairs.
Toney has 2 ninth-round knockouts on his resume.
I think Toney's got this one in hand now.
I think he senses that Williams doesn't have much left.
Tony outpunched him by 20 punches in the last round. He still comes back, though, trying to fight his way back.
1 minute gone by in round number 9. And folks, don't forget, Cigars Race to History will be seen in its entirety after ESPN's championship boxing. Of course, tomorrow on ESPN, Cigar will attempt to break Citation's record of 17 consecutive wins at 6 p.m. the Pacific Classic, and Williams is hurt. Toney pouring it on at the midway point of round 9. But boy, Williams has a lot of fight in him now.
Duran Williams has shown tremendous courage, but he may be at the end of the road here. And you can almost make a case pretty soon for stopping this if Toney continues to pour it on in this round. He has hurt Williams and hurt him badly.
And Williams goes down. Remember, he went down to a knee at the end of round 8, and he goes down again.
If I was in Duran Williams' corner, I'd stop it right now anyway.
He does not get up to answer the count. So just 2 minutes gone by in round number 9. James Lights Out Toney has turned him off on Duran Williams.
After a spotty beginning, and let's give Williams credit for some of that, James Toney came back, and you talk about conditioning, well, he took control of the second part of the match. So that would indicate perhaps Toney is more fit. Duran Williams, we're happy that he's okay as he sits on his stool. Let's take a look at the end of the bout. A little short left hook by Toney. That did not tell the entire story because leading up to that punch, of course, he had been battered throughout this round. In fact, Toney outlanded Williams 39-2 in this round. Staggering. That was a good short left hook. Let's not denigrate that punch. It was good. And James Toney gets himself a knockout win.
And that is the 3rd time in his career he has recorded a 9th round stoppage. Here's Mark Biro.
2 minutes, 6 seconds of the 9th round. The winner by knockout and still WBU light heavyweight champion of the world, James Lights Out Toney.
So James Lights Out Toney picks up his 35th knockout, his 53rd win, and he defends his WBU light heavyweight title. Back with more after this timeout.
Stoico goes for the big one and gets the jump-on taste. The taste of McCain Frozen Punch. Year-round thirst-quenching taste like grape, orange, and McCain Fruit Punch. Made with real fruit juices for real fruit taste that makes McCain the punch of champions like Elvis Stoico. Get the jump-on taste. The real fruit taste of McCain Frozen Punch.
Go for McCain. Get the jump-on taste.
Still a successful night for James Toney.
Well, he showed us that at the light heavyweight division, he still has some power in his punches and significantly did well in the second part of the fight, indicating some good conditioning.
Always a pleasure, my friend. Robert West, an upset of James Page earlier. Be sure to join us on the Deuce, ESPN2 this Sunday night for a boxing doubleheader. First at 8:30, see the world's best amateurs compete in the Junior Olympic International Championships. That's followed at 10 p.m. with live boxing action from Providence, Rhode Island. Robert Allen takes on Brian Barbosa. That's 3.5 hours of boxing action Sunday night on the Deuce. Coming up next, cigars, race to history. We hope you enjoy it. For Al Bernstein and our entire crew, I'm Bob Papa. Thanks for watching ESPN's Championship Boxing. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
I was about 5. I guess my parents got me into it when I was young, and then they got me interested, and then just became a good interest in me, and then I guess I just took off from there. I'm more of an all-around team player. I don't really go for much personal stats, so I just do whatever the team needs.
Every time he's on the ice, he works 100%, all the time. And if all the players would do that, then I don't think we lose many games, but it's his example I use all the time to the other players. Come on, play like Ryan, and we're going to go somewhere.
I guess I liked how Ken Neely played the ref banging and crashing game. Just put the puck in the net. I would like to try and get the other guys going and help them get into the game.
He's not pretty, he gets the job done, and he works really hard, and he gets the rest of the other players going to their potential, and he's a real team leader.
This is
and nobody can do a thing about it.
The Lightweight Commonwealth Championship, Irwin versus Tena. Punch it up Friday on TSN.